Hey, look, white rural America, look, y'all are about to start going hungry real soon, just a few days here. And I was wondering why you wanted to do that to yourself, and it ain't just white rural America. It's going to happen to a lot of people, and that's the thing. It's bad for everybody. And I was just wondering why did you want to do that? It's like 42 million people or something like that rely on those SNAP benefits to feed their kids and stuff. And that's kind of the idea that we had here on the left was like, you know what we'll do? We can just take a little bit of our money, just a little bit of it, and we can pull it all together, buy food and medicine and stuff for people that can't afford it. And we're like, that right there seems like the American thing to do. And we're like, that is the American thing to do. Let's do that. Let's do it, because it ain't going to hurt us none to have a few of our dollars come out of our paychecks and feed millions of people. And we're like, that sounds like a good idea. And y'all are like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. I don't want my tax dollars going to feed me, And we're like, what's wrong with you? And you're like, well, I want to starve all the kids and stuff. That's what I want to do. I want to starve me and all the kids and stuff, because if you pay them tax dollars out there to feed us and our kids, you're also going to be feeding black people's kids and stuff and brown people's kids. And we want them to starve. We want to feed our kids, but we want them to starve. And if you're going to feed them too, well, I'll be damned. I'm going to starve too. I'm going to starve my kids too, is what I'm going to do. See, I notice what you do is you get there and complain about the way the food stamps work. And you're like, well, I seen this woman. She come in there with some fixed up fingernails and her hair did and stuff. And if she can afford to have fixed up fingernails and her hair did, then she don't need to be on them food stamps, the ones that I'm getting. I see y'all saying that all the time, and you don't know nothing about that woman's life whenever you say that. But my thing is whenever you look into it, but I know you can't do that because your brains are broken because you watch the Fox Fake Newses and stuff. And you should stop doing that now. We told you they lied to you, and they got sued for nearly $1 billion for lying to you. And you're like, well, I need some more of that. I need some more of them lies. But when you look into it, there's 1.3% of actual people that are out there committing fraud, lying about their income and all this different things that it takes to qualify for it. 1.3%, Well, the thing is you're 99% angry at those people for that right there, rather than being 98.7% happy that people's tax dollars are going to make people survive, children and stuff, keep them fed and stuff. You take all of your energy and you put it towards anger against 1.3% of the people that might be committing some fraud, while you're receiving benefits. And that don't make no sense right there. So anyway, I was just wanting to let you know that while this is going on and stuff, and you ain't receiving your SNAP benefits, because, rural America does receive, 1 in 4 of you, 25% of you out there, you live off federal funds. It's how you stay out there in rural America. It keeps you afloat there, those federal dollars do. But anyway, while you ain't getting your SNAP benefits and stuff, because this government shutdown, it's not the Schumer shutdown. I want to have to remind you of that again. It's not the Democrats shutting it down, because you can tell by the way that it is, because the Republicans have control of all of the government, And if Republicans really wanted to pass their own budget, they could just do it with their own vote, since they have the majority. See, the problem is there's even Republicans that don't want to vote for that. They don't want their name attached to something that strips $1.5 trillion away from you and other poor people, and does away with their Medicaids and closes down their hospitals and jacks up their insurance costs. Because it ain't just the ACA that's going to get jacked up. What the Affordable Care Act actually did was lowered people's insurance premiums across the board. Even your private insurance premiums were lowered because of the ACA, because it was allowing more money to go into the pool, okay? And I can't even begin to try to describe to you how that works. But anyway, everybody's health insurance premium is going to go up. This thing expires. Anyway, so what I'm telling you is, if the Republicans really wanted to pass their own legislation, they could just have a vote right there and lift the filibuster. Which would then just require a simple majority to pass their own damn budget. They could do that, but see, they don't have the votes to do that either, because there's people in their own party that don't want to support their own bill, so they're telling you Democrats are shutting down the government. Hey, the Democrats don't have to vote to take away $1.5 trillion from you and give it to billionaires, okay? They don't have to do that. The Republicans are the ones that are doing that and trying to convince you Democrats want to shut the government down. Oh, and by the way, let's go ahead and talk about this too. The Fox Faking News is telling you that the Democrats refused to vote to pass to pay the troops and to pay essential workers. The Democrats voted no on it. Now, here's what really happened, and you wouldn't know that because you drink out of a toilet bowl of news. What really happened there was Republicans tried to pass this thing to pay the troops and essential workers, but attached to that was also given this Russell Vogt there, one of the architects of Project 2025, just endless power to fire everybody he wants to so that he can further enact his Project 2025. And the Democrats said, hell no, we're not giving this dude that much power just to fire anybody he wants to. We're not making this dude a king along with that big orange bloated syphilis up Adderall riddled idiot that we already got. Here's our own legislation that's just clean legislation that says, here you go, we're paying the troops and the essential workers with nothing else attached to it, and the Republicans wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. Okay, that's what actually happened. Okay, so the Democrats actually did want to pay all them people, and Republicans are the ones that said no. All right, so let's keep everything straight here in your empty brain buckets. All right, it's Democrats trying to save on you and your kids, and trying to save your well-being out there in white rural America, where you're stuck at for some reason, while you're hating on cities for receiving the same benefits that you're receiving. Okay, so let's go ahead and get all that cleared up in your empty brain buckets and stay off the Fox Faking News so you can stop being brainwashed so damn much, all right? Inmate Trump.